Thanks for joining us. We have in the studio Kingsley Abuaji-Jedu. He's a member of parliament for Bibiano Ariaso Bekwai. And also we have for North Dying George Lowe. And thanks for joining me, gentlemen.
Thank you.
All right. And there's this issue I want us to pick our minds on before we go to the substantives. The issue about the minority fuming over the AFCON budget and following comment also by the Minister for Sports to various media platforms that some of the questions the journalists were asking were useless, etc. I mean, those all, Bruha, I have to start with you. You think that the media has been justified in raising some of the issues they've been raising about the AFCON budget, especially it was raised prior to the start of the tournament, and he thought it was unnecessary to disclose whatever.
Well, Roland, I don't know. Let me say a good morning to our cherished viewers. Of course, a good morning to the production team. I am beginning to think that as a country, we wake up in the morning and we spend all our time discussing issues that either are not.
We're having a problem with your mic. We'll have to take a break. When we come back, we'll have a lot more for you. Well, so we had George Lowe, Member of Parliament for North Dying, on the subject of the African Cup of Nations budget and the concerns that had been raised following comments by the Minister for Sports. You were saying it was justified.
Yes, Roland. Since my people didn't hear me, let me greet them once again.
Not audibly.
Yes, you're not. You know. Roland, I'm saying that, you see, this issue about AFCON budget and its aftermath and its attendant comments, I think that it's a point we are belaboring a bit too much. Roland, if my memory serves me right, this is the first time I have heard a minister come after a tournament to the floor of Parliament and give us how much they have been expended.
If I remember, the former minister in charge of sports, is it Ekuya Senna who had done that?
No,
we've had
Roland.
After 2006, after the World Cup, we've had ministers come to.
Roland, you see, when I'm saying these things, let's put them in context.
Okay.
Ekuya had to come and do that because she was asked to come and do it. Ayariga was not asked by anybody to come and account.
Well, because public opinion.
No, he came.
Public opinion had given him excessive pressure.
He came to the House to give a congratulatory message or a statement. Prior to that, Honorable Isaac Esiama, ranking member, had also given a statement. But he chose, as part of that statement, to even inform the House about how much has been expended by the blaster.
So you're saying we're even lucky?
So I'm saying that we should even see that as a plus. That is one. Two, Mr. Ayariga has not come to present a budget to Parliament. Indeed, the Ministry of Youth and Sports brings its budget when we are doing budget hearing for all the ministries. And in that budget, they will include all the projections of expenditure for tournaments and all those things. So when people are saying that they didn't know of a budget, I find that as hypocrisy. Because just as we all do, all of us, every committee on which you sit, a minister comes with his team of ministers. I remember when the Committee on Youth and Sports were meeting, I remember I saw Koju, Nyantechi, and all those, that group of people come to Parliament to present a budget. Budget that would have been approved as part of the estimates that we approve for government expenditure. This one, he has moved forward by even coming to say that I have gone to the tournament. This is how much we spent. People wanted a specific budget for how much will be spent on AFCON. But you see, his explanation was very simple. He says that, look, we are going to a tournament with several other countries. Just like the military, sometimes your expenditure pattern will determine or would give away the strategies you want to adopt. So far as they are concerned, it is not prudent for you to put in the public domain where you are, what and how you are going to do.
Because that will give indication of the specifics.
That will give the indication of the specifics.
So your opponent, based on you indicating the specifics, will get to know your strategy for the tournament.
Well, they are in
That's
football.
Technical issue.
Yeah, yes.
That's a technical issue. How does it come into a subject of budget?
Please. That is what those in charge of football are saying. We have always advocated.
He's not in charge of football. He's in charge of the Ministry of Sports.
Please. We are talking football as a subject, so that is why I'm limiting. So let's always put it in a context. I don't find anything wrong with the minister coming after a tournament to tell me how much you spend. I would be happier if the argument by the minority, even on the floor, would have said to us that, oh, you know, this figure that you are mentioning is not true because we have contrary information that you didn't spend so much or that you spent more than this and you are misleading the house. That would even come in a debate. Statements are statements. You understand? On the floor, the rules does not allow anybody to debate a statement on the floor. So what they were even doing was contrary to the procedure, and that is why Mr. Speaker stopped them. The minister has opened up himself, said, look, I am ready. Come, let's sit down. Invite me. Figure for figure. Let's interrogate it. For me, that is a more useful exercise to undertake. As for the tobe that we are shouting every day about these things, to get some political capital, I don't know how much they think anybody will get out of this, will not help. I hear the minister had made some statement that is going on. I haven't heard the statement, to be very frank with you. Yesterday, I tuned in at a point in, I think, Asemba.
We'll talk about the statement. Don't preempt.
So I don't know about that. But no, you also asked about what the minister said. That's what I'm saying. But so far as I'm concerned, the minister has done nothing wrong by coming.
Nobody is saying. I don't think that the argument is whether the minister has done anything wrong.
And so what is the argument? So Roland, let's put it. What is the argument?
George, are you the one questioning?
No, I'm saying what is the argument? Because if the argument is not that he hasn't done anything wrong, then I don't know what we are talking about. Then we shouldn't even talk about it at all. Because if it's not wrong, then why are we talking about it?
Okay, sir. We'll talk about it all the same. But did you know about the AFCON budget? I mean, the nitty-gritties of the budget?
Not at all.
Okay. So do you think, as a member of parliament, it was important, based on perhaps the issues that were being raised in the public domain and the way the minister had also come out with a statement voluntarily, really, that gave us an outline of the performance of the team and how much went into the expenditure, etc. It should be something that we should have said, well, that was a laudable initiative, and as a result of that, these very criticisms were needless.
Thank you very much, and let me say a very good morning to your viewers all over the world. I'm surprised at the behavior of the Honorable Minister.
What did he do?
And the way my good friend here is also trying to defend the indefensible. For Christ's sake, this is not the first time we have gone on a tournament. I'm not a football fan, to be honest with you, but this is not the first time. The thing is, there's that saying that, I mean, those of us who have the mandate of the people to lead must be humble enough to serve. The posture of the minister and the economic circumstance we find ourselves in, for us to go and spend 17.9 million of Ghana's money on a tournament like this, and then when we come and we are being asked to account for whatever he
well, we're told that it's not different from the numbers that we spend from previous tournaments. So what's the big deal?
Oh, yeah, but previous tournament we didn't go under such economic circumstance, did we?
Okay, so that's the difference.
Yes, of course.
So we're having different challenges in the economy.
Of course.
So expenditure pattern should change.
If you're a father and you have serious challenges in the house, and all you are thinking about is to have fun out there, then maybe your sincerity and your commitment to your family values should be questioned. This is a country that is virtually on its knees because we do not have power. Everybody is complaining. We are having serious challenges. The least we could do is that, I'm not saying we shouldn't have gone for the tournament.
Well, the fact that we don't have power doesn't mean we're on our knees. I think that's even speaking to the extreme. No.
I mean, everybody watching me will attest to the fact that now virtually our lives depend on power. I mean, sitting down at the reception, I could see some of the boys cracking jokes that, because there's no power, we are all in round neck t-shirts. Virtually, people are wearing t-shirts and jeans left and right because they don't have, you don't have power to iron your dress. You don't have a power in your office. You don't have power in all these areas.
I don't want to.
We go back.
In all fairness, Roland, You see, this is why sometimes when I'm invited to programs, I have problems. We are talking about whether the minister presented a budget, whether it was proper or not. If we are taking arguments whether we should go or we shouldn't go, let's do the argument properly. So when the questions is asked, let's stick to the issues. When it happens like that, people are taking it out of tangent. The issue for me is that when minister has come, he's presented a budget. Or is it proper that now that he should present the budget? Are we questioning the quantum? If it's a quantum that we are questioning, it's for another day. So let's stick to the issues and stop this kind of, diversionary, every day diversionary. Yeah, but I'm saying that the comment is making is not.
It's needless to you. It's needless.
For Christ's sake, we are not the host.
No, but the host that determine the program, also part of the program, a stakeholder. And I'm saying that we are educating the people out there. So we are talking about, are we talking about the figure? Then I will make my argument on the figure. But you asked me about the budget, and I explained. So
but you don't present a budget after the event.
Yeah, you
don't present the budget after the event. What is a budget? Budget is a projection of what we are going to do. You don't come and tell me.
In your estimation,
yes,
you thought the minister should have made the budget.
You should have presented the budget.
Why didn't you ask in Parliament? Because you have the authority also.
No,
to
but
questions.
I didn't have to ask. A lot of people asked. He didn't bother. He didn't mind them.
You mean formally?
Yes.
A question had to be raised before.
No, but do we have to raise a question for the minister?
Then how do you get to know?
No, but there's a committee that is in charge of youth and sports. They made all the effort to get the minister to come out with a budget. He refused to do it.
You mean a committee of parliament?
Yes. And this is against the background.
So you're telling us that by the time that we went to the tournament, a committee of parliament in charge of the sector sports did not know about the quantum.
They didn't. They didn't. And I dispute the idea that bringing the budget will reveal their secret. Budget is not your strategic plan or whatever, where you state all the strategies you are going to use, the technical things. No, all we want to know is that when we go at the first stage, at least we had some snippets of information in the media that now the agreement with the team is that they will be giving $5,000 per match, whether win, lose or draw. This is all we had. What prevented you from coming to Parliament, at least to the committee, if not to the House, to agree with them?
You are sure the committee members raised the issue that come?
They did. At least from my side of the House, they tried all options to get the minister to come and give them the budget.
Well, George, I can see that you're not very much happy with the way the debate is ongoing.
No, but I have said in this studio, and I think that's why I didn't even want, because Ghanaians were. I've said that at the beginning of every year, every ministry brings its budget to Parliament for approval.
No,
so what is he talking about?
I understand.
So every time a minister wants to travel somewhere, he should bring his travel budget for.
This is not just any travel.
And I'm saying that every tournament, do we bring the budget for every tournament that we go to? Okay. Do we approve every?
George, can I ask a question? George, can I ask a question?
So let's stop.
Kinsley, that's okay. Kinsley, that's okay. Do you think the manner in which, based on precedent, what happened with the World Cup and the concerns we had raised even in 2010, for which even the minister had to come before the House, it would have been good, perhaps norm or precedent, if we had the minister come to perhaps publicly, because when you come before Parliament, everything is public. Yes. It's almost as if you come to the public because you are representatives of the people. You get to know, well, how much is going into this. Then if there are questions that are supposed to be raised, they are raised and issues are ironed out before you even start the tournament.
You see, Roland, if you don't understand how Parliament works and how
I'm not a member of
Parliament does it overseas.
Fortunately, you have your colleague here.
I'm saying that when colleagues who should know better come and twist facts or twist facts, misconstrue facts to their advantage, it's worrying.
So that's what he's doing.
I'm telling you that.
That's what he's doing.
Yes. Okay. Go and find out. I'm saying 1, ministry had brought a budget. 2, in Equatorial Guinea, where the tournament and then don't forget that the budget had also gone to cabinet. Okay.
Which budget?
The budget, it was cabinet that approved the budget for them. The chairman of the Committee of Youth and Sports of Parliament was with the team throughout.
Who is the chairman?
Woyome, Honorable Woyome.
Okay. Is it Charles Woyome?
No,
is it Charles?
Yes, Woyome. He was with the committee. The leadership of the committee cannot pretend that they don't know about all the.
So you're saying that it's fallacy or untrue?
I think that it's untrue.
If the minority members on the committee said they didn't know.
Yes, because
the minority members were part of the.
I am saying
no. What he's saying is that the committee was aware about how much.
Parliament works in 2 ways.
Okay.
Sometimes the general committee will sit down and work. Sometimes the leadership of the committee will be involved all in the interest
and
of
the leadership.
Yesterday,
and the leadership is who and who?
I'm saying yesterday I held
the ranking.
We held a meeting with GIZ and someone. He wasn't part of the meeting.
But he's a member of your committee.
He's a member of my committee, but it said leadership, so he wasn't there. But we take decisions on behalf of our committees. So if the chairman of the committee was with the team,
doesn't the ranking member was with the team?
Listen, whether sometimes it's only one. Why? Recently, when Ajibamen went to London to represent public account, wasn't he known as chairman?
Okay.
So I'm saying that I'm saying that this thing that you people are talking about is the same thing they do. You go to parliament, we take a decision, we pass a loan, they go and hold a press conference. When that in approving that loan, it is the ranking member.
So you're saying that they're just making political mail or capital out of it. Okay, let me ask you this now, Kinsley. Before you come in, do you think in our present circumstances, in terms of the financial difficulties or challenges we're having, spending perhaps, I won't say a whopping, but for some people a whopping 17.9 million is the best thing to do, whether the quantum of the budget was comparable to whatever budget that had been spent in a previous tournament or not, even if it's just a recent past?
Roland, you see, let's be very candid and frank and fair.
Good.
One. Why? The players went to train in Spain. We all know. The hotels in Spain, are the rates determined by a Ghana government? There are two things. We either decide that our blasters will not go at all, or they will go. When they go to Spain to train,
they have to spend.
They will have to pay for the training facilities at the cost that everybody will pay for it. They will have to live in a hotel and pay what everybody will pay. The coach and the allowances and all this must be paid. So all this issue about how colossal amount or not, I'm saying that yes, if they were able to, if they are able
do you think the amount was colossal?
I am saying that, as for me, that is not a determining factor.
You will not make comments on
because the determining factor is that there are rates out there. You see, there are a lot of things that we are doing. If we are talking all these things that we are talking about, I laugh because today he, as a member of parliament, is sitting here saying we spent 18 million. Is that not so? Some other people are shouting, but our real things that we need to talk about. If we were to talk about it, you'll find out that they will jump to their defense. Look, there are several things that we are. Blasters is a decision. It's football. Do we like football? Do we want to go? Or do we not like football, so we'll stay and not go? For me, that is the decision Ghanaians have to make too. And more importantly, Roland, let's be candid. 2008, our electricity problems was not over. We held Camp 2000 in this country. Do you know how much that cost us? Go and check the figures. We built new stadia.
But the
please,
were solved.
Please. We are not talking away. I'm just telling you that at the time when we're building new stadia, at the time when we're spending colossal hundreds of millions of dollars to build stadia and to pay
training pitches, etc. We had difficulties.
We had difficulties. So
but
today,
we still went ahead.
We still went ahead.
So
today,
you're saying,
those who spend,
you're saying it's hypocrisy?
I'm saying yes, hypocrisy. Those who spend millions and millions and millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars, when we had energy
but would you
crisis,
compare the economy?
Would you had energy crisis? Today, the same group.
Would you compare the state of the economy? Would you compare the state of the economy to the state of the economy in 2008? Yes. I mean, is the general feeling and condition and the ambience the same?
Well,
that's relative.
Relative.
Okay, thank you. Now let me ask you: do you think that, well, spending the amount that we did, we could have perhaps been more prudent in our expenditure?
That is what some of us are calling for.
How do you think we could have done that?
The thing is,
you own hotels in Spain?
I don't. But did we need to go to Spain for whatever?
So we should have been more austere.
No, we are going to play a tournament in Equatorial Guinea,
in a tropical country.
A tropical country. What business did we have going to Spain for whatever camp they call it? And that is what we are hearing, what is even affected the performance of the team in their first two matches.
No, we went to the finals. So now we have no excuse.
No, it affected them. That is the fact. And at one point, he's claiming that there was...
That's okay. You say you shouldn't interject.
Yes, is he the coach?
George, you say you shouldn't interject.
At one point, he says that there was no need for a budget because everything was in the national budget. At the next point, he's telling us that the budget they went to cabinet. So which one do we take? If there was no need for budget, why did they do budget and present it in cabinet? For which even the chairman of the sports committee was a member of the team that did the budget. It tells you that it's double standard. So if there's anything like hypocrisy, it is he who is
George,
the hypocrisy.
give me the kettle. When you were talking,
I'm giving you the kettle, but I cannot pretend to be putting in my mouth words that I didn't.
George.
When did I say here that the chairman of the committee was part of the people who made the budget? I didn't say that.
George, that's okay.
No, please, let's be sincere and truthful on this program.
Okay,
yes,
clarify.
and stop.
You see, comparing the situation we found ourselves in to 2008, for me, the least we can do is, I mean, the Ghanaian people, viewers are the best judges. The situation in 2008 was not as it is today. At least 2008, the projected growth of the economy was over 7%. What is the projected growth of the economy today? Even with oil, we are saying 3.9. The situation, it has never happened in the history of this country that Jumso has affected industry. Today, what do we have?
Kingsley, let me ask
it has never happened in this country.
Apart from the hotels that you were talking, we said we could have been,
lasted for 4 years.
We could have better managed which hotels we stayed in, etc.
Yes.
So that could have even affected the bonuses. We could have said players were having difficulty, so we should reduce the bonuses. You think that would have been?
I mean, we are in a critical situation, and the government, by its actions and inactions, is not portraying to Ghanaians that they care about what Ghanaians are going through, and that is what we are talking about. If you are a father in the house, your people cannot find food, and all you are thinking about is go out there to stick lottery, then you have questions to answer. That is what we are talking about.
But for you,
I mean, critical situations demand critical decisions.
Okay. Now, for you, George, you think all the questions that perhaps even their side of the house is raising, and even the media is raising, is neither here nor there? And at which point do we need to embark on measures of austerity within the difficulties that we're facing, whether it's the Black Stars or not, or whether we have to take a national decision or not?
Roland, you know, sometimes I always say that when I wake up in the morning and I hear these arguments, I worry for this country. Because all of us, including the media, I don't know where you do analysis from. This is the first time we are going to a tournament. Government says take this or leave it because that's all we have to, we cannot afford. You think that that is not management enough? I mean, you see, let's get, as I'm saying that some people, because they were praying that the Black Stars don't even make it to the quarterfinals, and they've over-excelled, they want something to dampen the spirit of the people. They can go ahead.
But is that not diluting the argument?
No, posterity will judge all of us. I am saying, he's talking about 3% and 7% and things like that. He's talking about Dumso didn't affect industry. I'm hearing it for the first time, that when we had Dumso at any point in time, it didn't affect industry. So much so that the mining companies themselves had to look for money and put up a plant. Let's be truthful. You see, lies, hypocrisy, that is what is
all that you say that is true.
I'm saying that lies and hypocrisy will continue. That is what is sinking this country. And if a group of people want to go on that term, so be it. Some of us will allow them. But the people of Ghana are wiser. Far, far, far wiser.
All right.
Than what they are doing. Look, I am saying that Ghanaians should come out. Come out with a petition and say that we don't want the Black Stars to go and play in the tournament.
We're getting news that government has released 260 million Ghana cedis into the District Assembly Common Fund for the second quarter.
We have told you that this is old news. Maybe I don't know where the people got it from. So I don't think that is worth even discussing.
Okay,
yes,
so we'll discuss it.